Hello everyone, my name is Jason. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about ts-migrating, a project that I've been working on recently, and I'm super excited to tell you guys all about it. ts-migrating is a project to help you migrate to any kind of TSConfig, specifically compiler options. If you have ever upgraded your compiler options, you know that it's usually a nightmare. Once enabling a flag, you suddenly have hundreds if not thousands of errors in your code base, and it's a nightmare to fix all of them at once. ts-migrating allows you to enable those options throughout your code base while allowing certain lines to fall back to the old compiler options. So you can upgrade today and fix those later. Without further ado, let's have a look at how it works in practice. Oh, by the way, here's a quick word from our sponsor. Yeah, so basically, I am currently unemployed and broke. And if you like my work, if you like my project, if you like my videos, please consider sponsoring this section of the video or becoming my GitHub sponsor. I would really appreciate that. That's it, back to the video. So here's the repository for ts-migrating. Everything is documented, so I wouldn't be going through everything. In this video, I want to focus on how to use it in practice. So here's a really simple TypeScript sample project that I'm going to use today to show you guys how easy it is to use ts-migrating to upgrade your compiler options. So let's first have a look at the project structure. First of all, let's look at the package.json. We've got TypeScript installed, standard stuff. And in the TSConfig, we've got strict mode enabled, and we explicitly disabled noUncheckedIndexAccess. And in the main.ts, we've got a function first, which takes in a list of numbers and return the first element from it. And currently there's no type errors because we have this option disabled. So now let's imagine this project is a huge project and we want to migrate to noUncheckedIndexAccess. So the first thing you would do is probably try upgrading it. So now we've set it to true, and if we come back to main.ts and if we reload the window, you notice that there's a new error. And the error says that number or undefined is not assignable to number. That's because x0 now is typed to number or undefined, while our return type is typed as number. So there's a type mismatch. So because our code base is too huge and it's not possible to fix this right now, we have other priorities, but we still want to enable the option to prevent any additional incompatible lines being added to the code base, worsening the situation. So let's have a look at how ts-migrating can help with the situation. To use ts-migrating, the first thing is to install it. So it's just simply npm install ts-migrating. Once this is installed, we can head back to our TSConfig and declare the plugin. Something like this. So what we have done here is, instead of enabling noUncheckedIndex from the root compiler option, we'll be enabling it within the plugin. What this does is basically tell the plugin that this is the option that we want to migrate to. And once we've declared this, if we head back to main.ts, you notice that the error here has no different at all because we will need to reload the window. Once reloaded, you notice that we have the same error, but now it's prefixed with ts-migrating. This tells you that this error is an error related to the compiler option upgrade. In this case, it's related to noUncheckedIndexAccess. So as I mentioned previously, ts-migrating allows you to have lines fall back to the old compiler options. So let's say we want to have this line fall back to the old compiler options because it's not currently compatible with the new compiler options. All we need to do is to add a comment before this line and put at ts-migrating. Once we've put that, you can see the error instantly go away because now this line has fall back to the old compiler options. One thing to note is that this is not ignoring errors from the next line. It is simply making the next line to fall back to use the old compiler options. If we have other type errors here, as you can see, because this error has nothing to do with the new compile options, the error will still come through. So now let's say we want to fix this line. We can fix this line by adding or undefined here. And suddenly you can see that ts-migrating now has a new error. The error says that this directive is not used. Why is it? Because now we have added the type or undefined here. So this line is now compatible with the new compiler options. So all we need to do now is to remove this comment. And once you reach that point where you have no more ts-migrating, all you need to do is to go back to TSConfig and get rid of the plugin. And now your code base is fully compatible with the new compiler options. So this is how the plugin works in a nutshell. This project also comes with a standalone CLI with two main functionalities. Firstly, it does type checking with the plugin. Secondly, a command to annotate all errors with ts-migrating. To demonstrate how this command line works, let's try to integrate ts-migrating in larger open source project. So this is the code base for Vite. Vite is a monorepo with many different packages, and each package has their own TSConfig, as you can see here. And I've picked the source node TSConfig to enable ts-migrating. And the option that we migrate to is noUncheckedIndexAccess true. And once we have installed ts-migrating, you can start seeing errors coming from different files. They are all errors related to the new compiler options. And now let's head back to the terminal and let me show you how the standalone CLI work. So first of all, if we run npx ts-migrating, you see the typical usage instruction on how to use it. And the first command that I want to show you is ts-migrating check, which essentially does TSC with the plugin. So if we do npx ts-migrating check, what this does is it looks at all the TypeScript files. For the files with the plugin enabled, in this case, it will be all the files that this compiler option include. So it will be these paths. So because other TSConfig hasn't got the plugin enabled, this type checking would just ignore those files. So as you can see, errors start pouring in, and we have 306 unmarked plugin errors. Plugin errors simply means errors that comes from your new compiler options. Next, we can run ts-migrating annotate. We can actually pass in a particular file path to it, and it will only annotate that file. As you can see now, it's annotated the utils file, and if we go back to the utils file, you see that all the errors that we saw previously are now annotated with ts-migrating. And we can actually just run this with annotate, and it will automatically look for all the files with the plugin enabled and annotate everything at once. And just like this, we have annotated all errors. And if we look at the git diff, you see that all errors are now marked with ts-migrating. So once this is set up, there are two main advantages. First of all, because now the whole code base is enabled with new compiler options, it is very unlikely that your team will be introducing new incompatible lines. Secondly, the existing incompatible lines are now marked with ts-migrating. So when you or your team see those lines, they can just quickly go ahead, jump in and fix those errors and make those lines compatible with the new compiler options. So you can see how ts-migrating really help you progressively upgrade your TSConfig quite easily. So yeah, to summarize, today we looked at how ts-migrating works as a plugin. You can see the errors in the IDE and how you can make lines fall back to the old compiler options with the ts-migrating directive. And we have looked at how you can use the CLI to run type checking in your terminal or your CI, and how you can run ts-migrating annotate to automatically annotate all existing error within your code base. So yeah, I really hope that ts-migrating help you migrate to your next compiler option, whether it is strict mode, noUncheckedIndexAccess, or even the latest erasableSyntaxOnly. I really hope that this streamline the process and make upgrading compiler options less of a nightmare. So yeah, if you like this video, if you like this project, if you liked me, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Also, go ahead and check out the ts-migrating repository. Give me a star. I'm collecting stars right now. Let me know in the comments what you think about this project or any past experience of upgrading compiler options. I would love to hear them. So yeah.